What's up, guys? Today's the day. We are building arrows for elk, specifically for my good buddy Dirk Durham. He's been helping me out with ElkShape camps all season long, and he put some trust in us to build bullets specifically for 2021 elk season. Come along, we're building the Bugler at the Bugler's Arrows today. You're gonna learn something.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Won't quit, I'm here to stay. Yeah.
Guys, we're doing a bow build today for Dirk, and everyone keeps asking, who is MFJJ? Who and why are you this?
Okay, so one of my best friends, Dougie, used to just give me that nickname shortly after Horrible Bosses came out. And Dan overheard it, and then he started calling me that on the video, so that's why I have that nickname. It just kind of stuck. And you're not supposed to swear, right?
No.
Mother effing Josh Jones.
In this, around
is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Is that you just want to beep?
Yeah.
Motherfucking Josh Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it means.
And he's gonna have his own branded line of apparel coming out.
I probably will, actually. Yeah. Today we're gonna build some arrows for Dirk, and he's going with my recommendations for his setup. And so we're gonna make some RIP Extreme Velocity 300s with some steel inserts and some ElkShape Max Stealth vanes with a true mega helical right helical, because he's shooting America's best strings and they twist their string the other direction, so I believe it'll clock right instead of left. I've seen that a few times. And he's not here to check, so we're just going to go ahead and fletch him right. So without further ado, we'll build him up, cut him down, put an insert in it, and see what kind of FOC he's going to end up with. So all these have a spine alignment on them. If you look right here, it says spine aligned. So when you have that, you want to align your cock feather with that line. The cock feather, or C-O-C-K, like the male chicken. Not some of your other gutter thoughts there. So we're going to need to turn and align this knock with that, so when we put the fletch on, it lines up with that, so they all bend the same direction. What this is, or what spine aligned means, is it's the stiff spot in the arrow, or the weak spot in the arrow, depending on the manufacturer. It's usually the stiff spot. So if they measure and mic the arrow all the way around, it's the stiffest part, so the stiffest part's going to bend the same direction. So the idea that you've loaded your arrows all the same way and they bend the same way out of the bow. One of the issues you'll run into arrows that aren't spine aligned is you may end up having to turn your arrow 120 degrees to get it to hit in the same spot as the other ones, because it's bending off enough. When you put broadheads on it, it'll bend and hit in a different direction. So it's a great plus that they offer on all their arrows, and some other manufacturers do too, and some don't. There are tools to measure that, but fortunately with a Victory arrow, we don't have to measure it. They already did. So I'm going to turn the indexing here. Make sure it's straight down the pipe. Yep, that'll work.
As a rule of thumb, it's fair to say we're going knock to cock.
Sure, if you want to use that verbiage. And it looks like this tool needs to be re-indexed to where it's lined up with that. One more click. There we go. That looks perfect. So the odd colored one in the jig here is where your cock feather will go, and he wanted one fire orange and two white. So we're going to open up some ElkShapies here. Throw a couple out here, a couple of these out here. So I like to load the vanes and then primer pin them and then glue them and then shut it, and then go back and put some slow set on them. So I'll show that for you. And I use this jig because of its massive amount of helical that no other jig can get, because I'm a very firm believer in helical. The more it twists, the better your broadhead's going to shoot, and at the end of the day, that's what most of us are doing. So it may drop a little bit more than a slight offset, but it's not drastic. It's not massive. And at the end of the day, I want my group to be as good as possible. And I can't find something that groups better than this. So I keep using it. Until somebody makes a fletching jig that will give me this much twist, I will probably keep using this one. Is it sophisticated? No. But it works damn well for what you're trying to do. And if you're not trying to fletch 100 different kinds of arrows, you're just trying to fletch a hunting arrow with a 2.6 inch or 2 inch vane, it's hard to beat. So spread the glue around a little bit. Doesn't take a lot of glue to stick here. Don't put too much on, you end up with it globbed all over the arrow and it doesn't look all that sharp. Make sure all these are down all the way when you're fletching it. If you close it really fast or move it really fast, they may slide up in the jig and then it won't line up right. So you have to be kind of careful when you push it up and rotate it down. I got one moved a little on me, so I'm gonna have to pull it back out and redo it. These will work phenomenally if you close it cleanly, and I did not. Here we go. One still looks pretty good. Let's try closing this again. It's just stuck. There we go. Okay, and then if I look down it before I shut it and make sure they don't look funny, they look good. I'll put that guy on there. I'll make sure to force it on good. Springs down. I hang it on that little screw and let a minute go by. If I was making a ton, I'd have 2 jigs and do 2. Let one sit while the other one's getting used. But we'll just let this one sit for a second. This amount of twist on this jig is 1.5 to 2 times anything else I've seen. I've tried to use Bits and Burgers. I've tried to use the Veinmaster Pro from Last Chance. They're both really good fletching jigs. But you can't get that much rotation on it. And all I'm trying to do is get my surface height to cover the entire arrow. So if you cover the whole arrow, you can't gain more stability, and do it with the least amount of vanes possible, because that will increase your FOC. Now, I have had some people suggest I use a lighter vane, but every lighter vane that I've seen in this length isn't as high. And it's not just the length, it's the height of the vane and the amount of surface that it covers to get that actual spin. So if you used one that was a little shorter, a little lower profile, it wouldn't spin as much. So you're going to lose that ability, unfortunately. So that's probably long enough for that to sit. So rotate your spring back out, pop the top off. And this thing's simple enough that you can take it to camp, you can fletch it in your trailer or what have you. So, and that's your mega helical. Now I'm going to go back through after gluing that and grab some slow setting glue, which I neglected to think about before we started. So I'm not sure.
That silver tube stuff?
Yeah, there should be an open bottle in here, but I'm not sure, so I'll just open another one. No big deal. We'll use it. We're making like 8-10 dozen arrows a day right now. It's not like we won't go through it. So this is Fletch Type Platinum. It's a slower setting gel style glue. And you can use this for your veins as well. If you just want to fletch with it, you can. But figure you're going to probably leave it in your jig for 5 to 10 minutes instead of 30 seconds like the cyanaculates use. So you want to put a little dab there, 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 there. And the purpose of that, I want one a little long there. It'll dry and shrink a little bit. The purpose of that is so it creates more of a transition from the shaft to the vein, so there's not a bump. So if you snag something as you're going by, it doesn't rip the vein off. It'll make the veins last on there about twice as long. And that is Dirk's setup.
Boop, beep, boop, boop. IBM.
Shut up.
When's your 42nd birthday?
May 15th.
You want an iPhone for your birthday?
I will get an iPhone when I'm done with this contract. Just for the ability to air drop. Here we go. Oh, look at that. I managed to find it relatively easily. What do you know? So his drop dead length is 26 1/4, and he wants to be able to add a 1/2 inch of draw length to that. So I need to clear 27 1/4 to give a 1/2 inch of buffer. And then I got to figure out how much the adapter is going to hang over the end, so I need to find that. So if we mark the adapter on the arrow like that, we can see how much the adapter's covering, and it's very little. It's like an 1/8 or a 1/16. So I don't think I have to worry about that too much. So we're going to go 27 1/4 straight up, and that'll give us more than enough length. $4.12. I bet you this thing has 16 to 17% FOC at 412.
Let's got him a 412.
Yeah. Calculate 17.08. What? That's a lot of fuck. Yeah, look at that. On a 300 spine arrow, no less. Now, are you going to bounce this off rocks and have it survive? No. But I don't intend to shoot a rock and then pick an arrow back up and reuse it. That's the only negative about using a light arrow in that scenario is it's not going to be as durable. But I mean, be careful with your gear and it doesn't matter.
I want to say thank you to Mr. Dirk Durham for helping me out with all the ElkShape camps. You're just a good friend, and I know you don't geek out on arrows as much, but you trusted us to build this for you, and I just said, Josh, will you please build Dirk his bullets? And these look pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jelly that the sweet FOC, flat trajectory, yeah.
Hey, he doesn't even have a short draw length.
No.
Imagine what that would be like with you.
Smurf. He's like a Papa Smurf. So thank you, Dirk, from the bottom of my heart, and enjoy these arrows.
You're the man.
Subscribe to the channel.
Oh, like and
Subscribe to
subscribe.
the channel.
Like and subscribe. And, you know, feel free to scroll over to Podium Archer and like and subscribe there, too.
Oh, my God. A shameless plug to his own.
Yeah.
Why don't you subscribe to Dirk's channel?
There you go. Dirk's got one, too. Get over there and check his shit out.
Yep. Subscribe to all of them. They're all cool dudes.
Yeah.
We're slightly biased, but yeah.
Yeah, well, they're still cool.
Cool.
Yeah, let's just film some B-roll on this.
B-roll that.
Take that.